Hello, welcome to the belt and disc sander safety video. The belt and disc sander is a very useful tool to get from the machining part of the bandsaw before you get to your final sanding. It allows you to shape your pieces much easier than it would be by hand. So in the shop we have two small ones here and one large one on the other side of the room. All three machines function the same way. The larger one is just larger. Larger belt, larger discs. It works much better for larger pieces of wood. All right, so we need to always make sure that we are aware of the pinch points. Pinch point is any part that where you have your finger, you would actually have it as it would actually be pulled into the machine as the belt moves. So we need to know about those. We need to make sure our hands are plenty far away from those areas. We also need to make sure we know which way the disc is rotating. They're always shown on there as it rotates in that direction. This half of the machine is all we're going to use. We cannot use the back half. The part that is rotating up away from the table we don't use. So in this disc we're only able to use half of it. Whenever we use this a lot, we're going to get sawdust, grit in the sandpaper. So what we can use is one of these erasers and just as the machine's running, run it across there a little bit. You don't need to run it so you're removing a lot of this eraser material. That's not going to help you any. Just a light run across the forward half of the disc, and that'll help keep it clean. That'll make it work much better. The tables on these are adjustable. So if you look at the table, there is a lever that you can loosen the table. So if we want to adjust it to a different angle, we can do that. We want to make sure we're keeping the sandpaper as close to the belt as possible. So we want to make sure we do not have a giant gap there. That's not what we want. This is going to create a problem if we're using a piece of material that could get caught in there. We also want to make sure anytime that we do move these, we do that so we can keep our piece of wood flat on the table. If we never move it around or up in the air, that's not safe. It can grab and pull down. Make sure that you keep if your hair is long or you have long sleeves or a necklace or anything like that, we keep them tied up, tied back, out of the way. These machines can grab things and pull them in, so we don't want that. Make sure you be careful. The belts are typically 120 grit, while the discs are around 80 grit. So they are a good starting sanding. This is not going to be your finished sanding. You still are going to have to do it by hand to make sure you get it down to what you need.